Hi everybody, it's me, your old friend the Chipmunk. I thought today we would do a little update on the pregnancy community. That is a sort of the State of the Union address, only it's a State of the Pregnant Community address. Just to go over where we've come from, how far we've gone, and where the community stands now as of the present time of this video. You know, as we talk about the state of the pregnant community, you always have to remember there are going to be fluctuations. You know, there are going to be good times, there are going to be bad times, there are going to be times when the community has a lot of material and there are a lot of sites springing up, and there are going to be times where things are down, sites are down, or there's just not much happening, not much traffic going on. I think that's to be expected. You know, we're up, we're down, or we're generally okay. But we've come a long way from where we were just a few years ago. If you remember back in 2005 and 2006, we had quite a few sites to go to for pregnancy content, and we lost them just almost as quickly. It didn't last very long, 2 or 3 years tops, and then they seemed to just dissipate by around 2007 and 2008. Some of the old forums are gone, but new ones have taken their place. As you just saw, you've got Show Me the Belly site, which is a wonderful, wonderful site. It replaced the old Cheviot site that hadn't been updated since 2000 or 2001, maybe at that. You also have Pregolicious, although we don't know how long it'll stay around. It keeps getting deleted by the owner for some reason. Who knows what's going on over there. But if they delete it again, I'm not following it. I can only take so much of that craziness. But that's another story in itself. Right now, I would say the community is doing good. There's always room for improvement. Things could always be better, but they could always be worse. And I think right now we're doing okay. You know, I was thinking just a few days ago of how far we've come since the old days. You know, pregnancy lovers like me who are around my age and who remember how things were if you grew up in the 90s and all, you'll remember Fit Pregnancy, for instance. I remember that magazine, and I remember being absolutely amazed. This came out in the mid-90s, and there had never been a pregnancy magazine of any kind ever. In any mainstream, stores or anything like that. I can remember seeing it for the first time in Walmarts, and I was just in my early teens, and it blew me away. And I can remember seeing those magazines, and in my view, the internet, and especially the internet, I guess, has really spoiled me. I don't know about you guys, and I want to get your opinion on this, but I remember collecting Fit Pregnancy a lot for the photos, of course. And now when I look at them, I think, well, gee, either there aren't many photos like there used to be, or they're just not as good as the ones you find on the internet now. And I think that might be the case. It may not be that the photos aren't any good anymore. I mean, occasionally you find a nice picture of a pregnant woman on there, but it's like the internet has kind of spoiled me. You know, it's like the best photos are to be found on the internet, not in Fit Pregnancy or any of the other pregnancy magazines that you find. At least not worth it to me, because they charge a lot of money. Some of them are even, I think one is even $4. One pregnancy magazine I remember way high. Just, you would have to have a lot of photos, and a lot of photos I haven't seen for me to, spend that kind of money on that. So that's unfortunate in a way, because I remember the good old days of buying Fit Pregnancy magazines and things like that and collecting them, and now it's just, there's just not enough there for me to bother collecting. I don't know if some of you guys still do that, but I would appreciate your feedback. Let me know if if some of you out there are still buying those magazines, if you think there are a lot of photos in them as much as there used to be, or, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the one who thinks there aren't as many great photos to see as there used to be. Not as great, content as they once had. Or like I said, maybe the internet has just spoiled me. I don't know. But it also seems that way to me in movies and television. I can remember the day when I was growing up. I remember the day when I was growing up back in 1912. Yeah, it's not been that long ago, but in the 90s, you were grateful to see anyone pregnant at all. Period. Heck, you were glad just to hear the word pregnant. Forget seeing anything. But anyway, on to other things. I want to let you guys know what's happening right now with me. I am thinking about and this is a possibility. Nothing has been done for certain. I am thinking about switching to Blip TV. Now, I would not close the YouTube account if that happened. The videos would stay right here. In fact, when I have a new video, if I have a new video on Blip TV, I would make sure that it was uploaded first here, on YouTube, and the link would be on it where you could see the video on Blip TV. I'm doing that for several reasons, or at least I'm thinking about it. Remember, nothing is definite. I made an account on Blip TV, but I am seriously just about ready to do it. One reason is because YouTube loves to delete everything. I tried to do a movie review, they delete it. Santa Claus 3 was a little movie that I did a year or so back. I did a review on it. I received no strikes or anything for a long time, and then out of the blue, I received my first copyright strike. And, if you receive 2 more, your account gets deleted and all that. It says make sure you have no copyrighted. Well, this material came from YouTube, and it was a movie review. It was not like I was stealing the movie or trying to, steal it. It was just little scenes taken from the trailer, I think, actually. The trailer. And, I didn't get a warning, nothing. It's just strike, 2 more and you're out. You can't even do what you're just supposed to be able to do, a movie review. I do pregnancy movie reviews, and I can't even do that without YouTube getting all up in my butt about, nothing. And I don't have to explain a lot of that to you. You guys know YouTube, you know how frustrating it can be, and that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking of switching to Blip TV and maybe doing it there, because I know a few movie reviewers. They don't do pregnancy movie reviews, of course, but they've switched from YouTube to Blip TV, and they do the same thing. They still have their YouTube accounts, but whenever a new video, when they do a new review, it's linked to a video they have on YouTube, and you can see the video there. So that's one reason why I'm thinking about switching to Blip TV. And the second reason is that my financial situation is not the best it could be right now, to say the least. And I know that I think that Blip TV does pay you for so many views. After you've gotten like 1,000 views, you get like 25 cents or 50 cents, for every 1,000 views or something like that. That's the way it used to be. I'm not sure if it's that way now, because I'm still trying to research that. And if anybody out there knows about Blip TV, feel free to weigh in and tell me about it, because I'm seriously thinking of switching over there, and I would like to be able to make a little money so I could keep doing these reviews and keep up my site somewhere else, just in case YouTube deletes it or I can't afford to have internet access anymore. Also, I am working on a website. Now, don't get too excited. It's not going to be anything big or spectacular. It doesn't have a forum. It's not going to have a lot of room really to post pictures and stuff like that. It's mainly going to be just a place where people can find me and see what's going on. I might have a little blog there, tell people what's happening and what I'm planning out, and links to videos and other things that I find. It's not meant to be it's not at all meant to be a site to compete with Show Me the Belly or anything like that. It'll just be, for me, so people can find my site somewhere and see what I'm up to. Just a little something like that. But it's going to take a while because I'm new to website stuff and I really have no idea what I'm doing. So it's taking a while. It's a work in progress, to say the least. Also, I need to address something that I put off for years, and I'm going to address it now. Let me explain. Some time ago, I was emailed by a friend of Victor Bravo's. Some of you know him from Show Me the Belly site. He has his own blog as well. Kevin Tyler. He's a friend of Victor Bravo's, and without getting into everything that we said to each other, because it is private, he told me that he wanted to, in short, to see if things could not be settled somehow between me and Victor Bravo. I just want to say, first of all, I don't hate Victor Bravo. I've never hated him. It's unfortunate what happened earlier. We did have a falling out under my old account when I was Harrison. That account got deleted because of what of things that happened between me and Victor Bravo. I'm not going to go into details. I don't want to drag up the past. That's what happened, and that's also why the site went down. I took it down. And I came back, and I slowly but surely got back on the internet and started doing reviews again eventually. Mostly because of my two closest friends, Punishing Fate and 93 Maniac. They're my best supporters and my best friends, and also all the other viewers out there that missed me and missed my work. I was really touched by that. And when I came back, I decided, I did not want to fight with anybody. I don't have a grudge against anyone. I don't blame anyone for what's happened in the past. Things didn't work out. It's unfortunate. But I want to say personally right now to Victor Bravo, I just want to say to you, honest to goodness, I do not hate you. I do not bear a grudge against you, and I have nothing against you. I think our personalities are different, and that's why I'm, one of the reasons why I'm not wanting to do any more collaborations or anything like that. Nothing personal. I just, feel that it would be better to each of us do our own separate thing. But I wish you all the best in life. I hope you're doing better. I've heard that you're from your friend that you have some health problems, and I wish you all the best, and I hope you continue to stay in good health and get better. And I just want to say to you, there's no hatred and no animosity. I bear no grudge. The past is the past. I want us to all work together to help the community. And to my good friend Punishing Fate, I want to say also a shout out to him. Brother, thank you for all your support and everything. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you and 93 Maniac. And that's the truth, because I gotta tell you, if it hadn't been for those two guys, I would not be back here today. Well, that pretty much sums it up. I need to cut this short. Bottom line is, there's some things that are coming up. There may be some changes eventually, who knows. But in the meantime, take care, everybody, and I will see you later.